Okay, this is John Gonder for a tour of acm.org and its website and pages and the gotchas associated with our use of the ACM in my classes. And of course, Dr. Tyson, yep, although Pluto still is a planet, in my opinion, knowing how to think is very important. Well, we're going to be going through here and thinking about what we're looking at here. So the ACM website, speaking as someone who is a certified internet webmaster and was trained and have experience in actually doing this stuff, website is a perfect example of what not to do. It is very confusing, and so it's a perfect example of do what I say by the numbers exactly as I show you. And if you mess with anything else, you're not going to get the right result. If you do what I show you, you will get the right result, okay? Every page is different. It's confusing. It does not follow Basic Website 101, the look and feel of the location of things and their level of importance based on their visual presentation changes with every single page. But we are here for the learning in those books. And so while we can't fix acm.org, we can learn how to get where we need to go. Okay? So ACM is a professional organization, and that's who you're paying and where you're logging into, which then gives you a link into the websites of these third-party providers who are not the ACM. O'Reilly Books, Percipio, Pluralsight, whatever else might be available there. These are separate companies that sell their services or their access to various people, including ACM. So ACM makes a corporate purchase of access to certain parts, or maybe not all, of third-party providers. And when you log in through ACM, you'll get a link that takes you there and only there. That's where we're going to be letting you know. If, for instance, you log out while you are inside Percipio and then you see a login link on that page that says log in, you're no longer logging into ACM. You're trying to log into Percipio's corporate site, which is not going to work. Okay. So, first of all, you probably have already done this if you've joined acm.org like you were instructed. acm.org takes you to this page, which is very complex, and there's only two things on this page that are interesting to us. One is join, and the other is my ACM. You originally clicked, or if you haven't, you will, click join, and you're going to join as a student member with no additional features for $19. If you want to join as a professional member, pay $100 or join in other ways, that's okay, but this may confuse you if you are new to this site. All we're interested in is the basic membership. That's all I make use of, and the books and videos that we will find at Percipio, which used to be called Skillsoft. Okay? So once you've gone through that process of joining, my ACM link here from acm.org takes you to not my ACM. The first non sequitur here. No, yes. This said, let's go to my ACM, and it took you to my ACM at a glance. There is, however, on this long and complex page, which you can investigate at some other time, but not now, if you click this link that says go to my ACM, then it will actually take you to a URL that says myacm.acm.org, where you are not actually logged into that portal yet. It says myacm.portal, but you're going to click on log in here. And again, one of the things about some of these pages is they'll have splash pages or links to some of the people that they third-party providers, and unfortunately if you click that link it takes you to that corporate website and asks you to log in over there, which of course is not ACM. Well, we are clicking on this log in, which is taking us to the ACM account login. Okay, where you're going to put your name and your password that you generated when you joined ACM. And one of the stranger things in the world is a button that says do not remember the login. Now, often, like on the Canvas site, you'll see a button which doesn't actually work, but it says remember my login. So the idea being you don't have to log in every time you go to that site. There's sets a cookie and then it'll remember. Don't remember login needs to stay unchecked, and the reason is because we'll be able to go back to Percipio over and over again easily without having to do all this again. There is a link here, of course, trouble logging in. If you're having trouble with the ACM website, of course, their tech support is the folks you should call. And if you tell me you're having trouble with ACM, my first question is always going to be, what did ACM tech support tell you when you called them? You can actually get somebody on the phone there. So we're logging in here, and when we put in our credentials, and we're going to leave this unchecked and sign in, then we're getting to my ACM portal, which has information about your membership and stuff like that. But we are most interested in this link up here that says Learning Center, not Digital Library. Learning Center. And of course, I should have put this slide a little earlier, the tech support information for ACM if you're having trouble. But we're going to click on this Learning Center, and that's going to take us to learning.acm.org. And then what we're going to see here is links to third-party providers, O'Reilly, Percipio, Pluralsight, Search, and a whole bunch of other stuff here. And again, you know, like that. We're going to click on Percipio. And bam, there we are. So in the future, if you have bookmarked this, then we're going to click on Percipio. We're going to get where we want to be, which is in Percipio, where we're going to be creating our playlists, finding the books we're going to use or videos we're going to watch, and bookmark them in our playlists. So do not log out. Notice up there in the right-hand corner, there is I'm logged in here as Jose Positas, which is my nom de guerre for all of the student accounts that I make to demonstrate things from a student point of view. I'm a professional member of ACM, so it looks a little different to me. Not less confusing, just different. So I always try to have a student level account so I can demonstrate to you exactly what it'll look like to you. So from that point, then you've bookmarked learning.acm, bookmarked that URL, you've clicked on Learning Center, and then you've clicked on Percipio to get to where we want to be. Now let's do a little tour of that. So I am going up here, learning.acm is my bookmark. I'm going to click on Percipio. Oh, and now it's down for a second. Okay. Well, actually, that's good. I didn't notice hours of maintenance today, so I'm going to have to come back here and finish this video in a little bit. But something to keep in mind, because Cisco does have downtime. ACM does have downtime, and even Canvas and Banner do have downtime. So if you've got some urgent work you need to complete, be aware of possible downtimes. They typically happen on the weekend, unfortunately, when many of us are trying to catch up with our work because we have actual other jobs during the week. But we'll finish this up in a minute. Okay, so we're back, and the maintenance window is over. So I'm at learningacm.org, clicking Percipio, and bang, there we go. I'm logged on as the ACM account that I logged in as. And notice if I click here, there's a log out, which I do not want to do, because that will show me basically then a Percipio login for the Percipio company, which is not ACM. We just stay here. Okay, so I already have playlists. If you've got more than one class or you want to organize things, I suggest you make playlists. I have a bunch of things already, as I've shown you before, bookmarked in here, the bookmarks that are useful for you to do, and the things like the Security Architect Ethical Hacking Best Practices, which was an assignment for the CAS 75 class, and then get back to my playlists for Cisco. I've got some Cisco stuff there. I bookmarked in both those playlists some of the A+ stuff, the lab manual, the PC's lab manual, and the A+ guide lab manuals, and the NetPlus, I think the NetPlus lab manual as well, because, like I said before, the A+ skills are really key, whether you have taken the cert or not. Yeah, it's really important. So get back there to the main search page. So this system is feature rich, would be the term, which means it's easy to get lost. So the main things that we do, I'm about to show you, it's really straightforward. We're going to search for something, then we're going to add that to a playlist as a bookmark, and we're going to open that up. And by and large, Chrome tends to work the best on a lot of things, really, certainly in the Cisco site. So let's go on back over there. And so let's say, for instance, I'm going to search for Wireshark. And I can see there's 22 books, 22 courses, 19 labs, 66 videos, and a partridge in a pear tree. So I could narrow this down to just books, and I could sort by the newest or the best match. Newest is not going to necessarily be a good match because it just means something that mentions Wireshark. But there's a number of books out these days for using Wireshark because it's a very important tool when you get deeper into all of this. So there's a lot of stuff for you if you get farther into it than we will have time to in this semester, whether it's for 75 or for CCNA. Nonetheless, let's say, for instance, I wanted to bookmark this. I'll click on the three little dots here and add that to a playlist, decide what of my playlists I want to add that to. Bam, there we go. Playlist updated. If I wanted to open it right here, I'd open it right here, and bang, there it is. I can read that. So searching, let's go back to Wireshark here. Let's look at the courses that are available that include information on Wireshark, not necessarily. But, and again, I can search for what's the newest, most recently updated thing. Here's Linux. And of course, Wireshark is really a part of analyzing anything that's going wrong in the OSI model pretty much everywhere. What about labs specific to this? Okay, well, how about let's go to CCNA and search CCNA. 45 books, an entire channel, 31 courses. There's a lab. There's test prep as well. There's test prep. Let's look at the test prep. There's test prep for lots and lots of certs here. So there's practice tests. I'm not saying anything about how good they are, but nonetheless, There's a lot of stuff, 95 videos available for various aspects of the CCNA study. What about certified ethical hacking? And of course, I could narrow this down if I increase the granularity of my search criteria here, like practice tests or something. There's an audiobook, CEH, and books, channels, courses, labs, podcast, SkillBench. Let's take a look at the SkillBench. Well, certified benchmark measures where the learner has significant proficiency, advanced level, expert level, competency, intermediate level, entry level. Let's take a look at this entry level C. So topics covered, 5 core elements of cybersecurity. So there may be some of these kinds of things that we will refer to here in ACM at some point during the semester. Nonetheless, as you can see, there's a whole lot for you to choose from, 236 videos, no waiting. But nonetheless, wait for the ones that I show you we want to look at, because you're going to want to spend your time on those. But nonetheless, there is, like, for your 19 bucks, you're getting an awful lot right there. Right? So there you go. That was a tour, ACM website, perfect example of do what I say, by the numbers, don't mess with things, and it will all work fine. See you on the net.